Okay, we are
All right.
here.
So, Gene, so here's the thing. We should talk with the people after we say hello about the Supreme Court ruling about Trump's executive order of curtailing mail-in ballots to match the voter rolls in various states.
Okay, could I know we have this. Could I also throw a curveball and then we get into this?
Sure.
Because this whole thing with Jeffries and Jared Kushner, and we didn't. None of this is discussed before, but he met with Jeffries, and Jeffries like, "Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that." But do you not? Was that not with Jeffries? Jared Kushner going to him and saying, "Hey, if you guys take over, like you guys playing cool or what? Like what's going on with that?" Because this whole thing with the midterms is very real. All right.
Yeah, people could, and that's the whole focus of the MAGA influences, is to keep the Trump supporters home and not voting.
Guys, do you not know the? I know you guys know. All right. Do you guys not know the results of what happens? We talked about this last night, and we made a video about this with them saying it's the uniparty. You know, it's the uniparty that no matter what you vote, it doesn't matter. It's the same thing. It's not. Do you know if they take over the House or this, whatever it is, the subpoenas fly. They're calling up everybody, and it's going to slow it down.
Yeah, right. Anybody in Trump's orbit, if the Democrats get the House, and God forbid they get the House and the Senate, anybody that's in Trump's orbit that has been working for the good of the American people, they are going to try and throw in jail, frankly.
Guys, like I said before, and you guys know this, when it comes to this, it is not unprecedented. Donald Trump was this close to being put in prison, and it's not unprecedented at all. We talked about Bolsonaro, Duterte. This is what they want to do. But with the MAGA community, I shouldn't say the MAGA, the fake podcasters, they're like, oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you do.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Now they're switching you. They're trying to get you to focus on aliens.
I know. I've seen all the things.
Whatever you do, don't talk to aliens. All right.
Guys, if you could really quick, share the program. Also, if you're here, give it a like or something. I see like one heart here.
Yeah, let's get some likes. Let's see what's the matter. All right, so Phil's here. I got to tell you, Phil, this is the second time you beat Irma. That's pretty good. Phil's here. It's the first one here. And what does he write? He writes, "Where is Irma?"
This is great.
All right, Phil's here. Esther's here. Irma's here. Irma's here saying hello.
Good.
Oh, hi, Irma. April's here. Larry's here. Fantastic. Hey,
Larry.
All right, we got Debbie's here.
Larry should be working. He's got some stuff.
He is. He has been. He's been at the grindstone. Beverly's here. Donna's here. Donna, you're gonna have to fill us in on what's on the ground there in Canada. Trish is here. Debbie, the other Debbie 4 is here. Donald's here. Donald and I had a great conversation about some fake CIA document that's floating around. Eric's here. Melinda's here. Tracy, all right. Tracy's here. Teresa's here. Very good. Stella. Let's see. Tammy's here. Brad made it. All right. Brad's unconstitutional. Brad, you are unconstitutional.
Hey,
Dakota's here. Dakota 23 is here. Kay's here. All right, Julie's here. We got a full gang here. All right, so here's the situation.
All right.
So when mail-in ballots were first introduced in 2020, as a result of the pandemic, the Democrats, who are super well versed in ballot harvesting, took full advantage of these mail-in ballots. Full advantage. They were getting people who haven't voted in 30 years. They were getting their vote, their signatures, whatever it is, and that's how that catastrophe happened. Then in 2024, with Lara Trump being at the helm of the RNC,
Yeah.
she started spreading the word. Hey, listen, everybody, we better get on the bandwagon with these mail-in
That
ballots.
was the game changer. I really do believe that won the election.
Oh yeah,
really,
absolutely.
And I'll prove it to you in a second. I'm not joking.
So now President Trump signs an executive order that the states, after cleaning up their voter rolls, have to present their voter rolls to the United States Postal Service. Then the Postal Service will only deliver mail-in ballots to those on the voter rolls and will only accept mail-in ballots from those on the voter rolls. So this is a big deal because now it starts getting into the confines of a correct election.
Guys, okay, going back a long time ago, and I remember all of this because I was part of this. When Dave Blades first said, okay, vote any way you can, vote mail-in, vote early, vote everything. Guys, do you realize how many waves of unsubscribers? Oh, I hate George Magazine, I'm so unsubscribed. Do you know how many waves of it?
Say that. How could you say that?
How could you?
We're all out here with evidence that all the machines
shill of the Rothschild. Seriously, guys, I wish you knew how I really was. I'm doing this with you guys to make things right. We said, I didn't even say it. Dave Blais said, vote early, vote in mail. We got so much hate for it because that's the narrative that they want the MAGA people, so they don't vote. So we got attacked for it. Now, the saving grace for that is Lara Trump got elected to co-chair of the RNC. The other guy is running for senator in North Carolina. He was the other one there, and I knew him too. She convinced her father-in-law, listen, I know it sounds crazy. I'm just paraphrasing. You need to get our guys and tell them to vote early because that's how they're doing it. So I knew Trump would win because the lead, they normally start with an insurmountable lead, the Democrats, because they're early voting legally, but they're also ballot harvesting. All right.
Right. Let me just say this. We have, I believe she's new here, Veronica.
Oh,
great to see you.
Okay, great.
And of course, and Ginger joins us late, but better late than never. Very good. All right. So this is what the problem is. The problem wasn't, and I know I'm going to catch flack for this, but the problem truly was not the actual machines. It was the fact that with the advent of these mail-in ballots, this was like the election was handed to the Democrats because they were the only ones for decades that was using ballot harvesting to win elections.
But legal. That's the thing. Yeah. Legal ballot harvesting.
That's right. That's right. Ballot harvesting is legal in just the same way that gerrymandering is legal.
Right.
Now, the Republicans are very big on gerrymandering, redrawing districts and all of that. Oh, they love doing that all day. But then when the smoke clears, the Democrats, they harvest the ballots out of neighborhoods where
guys,
nobody's voting.
They ain't voting Republican. Let's just go into a neighborhood and figure out where the votes are. But whatever you do, don't go to where they're obviously Republicans. Just don't go there.
Right.
That's how they
do it. There are plenty of areas in every state where they know that they call them low propensity voters. In other words, they're not going to vote.
Right.
They're just not going to vote.
You could get legally, you could get their vote.
Yeah. And a lot of times it's not just neighborhoods, it's college campuses, it's going through the dorms.
Right.
Collecting the students' votes and everything else. Now, our people vote. We are trained. We grew up voting on election day. Election day comes, make sure we get out there to vote. But in doing so, we have dramatically limited our voting power because many things happen on election day. There's bad weather, you got a flat tire, your shoes fell off, the machine doesn't work, they ran out of pens, they ran out of ballots, aliens showed up at the door. I mean, it could be a multitude of problems because it's just that one day. But if you can mail in your ballot, order up an absentee ballot, vote early. Every state has early voting, or vote on election day, whichever is the most convenient, but vote one way or another.
Right. And one more thing, and then we'll move on with this.
Yeah.
That is why every single scheme that the fake MAGA podcasters have, it all comes down to one thing: don't vote. I'll give you one of them. Guys, breaking news. Just so you know, my sources say that the midterms are going to be canceled. They're going to be canceled. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
That's all of it goes back to the point. Don't vote. Don't vote. It's not going to make a difference anyway. It's a uniparty. Don't vote. And that's how they do it. That's the psyop on MAGA.
And they are going, and those people and those guys that are telling you that it's not going to be any midterms, they will continue this act right up until the weekend before the midterms, or the Monday before the election. And then all of a sudden, we don't know what happened. The cabal won. The cabal is voting. They want you to vote. The cabal. It's craziness. It's all to keep you at home and not voting.
Right. Right. All right. Dave, what do you want to talk? Do you want to just go down the list, or you want to go?
Brad's not going to vote again until the American Basketball Association is gone.
What's the ABA?
The ABA is the American Basketball Association.
Oh, okay.
Right? It's hard to keep up with these acronyms. I think it's the American Bastard Association. Is it the American?
Oh, speaking of which, it's election day in
South Carolina.
South Carolina. Okay. Let me explain this again. This is unprecedented. This is a runoff.
Yes,
Yeah.
Trish. We are aware.
Here's the thing with this. I'm equally doing that. Call them out on it. Because I heard it too. I heard they there's going to be no midterm. What is that translation, 107? When you say there's going to be no, Trump's going to do this military takeover. It means why bother voting today if you're living in South Carolina?
Right.
Why bother?
Right. Why vote in a primary? There's not going to be an election.
Right.
Stay home.
Oh, here's the other thing. One more with that. I'm going to just say this. Because 107 goes, paraphrasing, so okay. He goes something to the effect of, well, the primaries already made the decision, so it doesn't really even matter because they're no good people, whatever. This is what we're talking about today.
Backroom deals. Deals.
This is unprecedented, okay? What is unprecedented is that Donald Trump inserted himself in a Republican primary where there was a sitting United States Senator, Darlene Graham, and a sitting United States Congressman in Norman. And what did Donald Trump do? He actually inserted himself. He didn't say, doesn't matter, they're both good, whatever we're going to do. He campaigned in Myrtle Beach, my old hometown, for Darlene Graham. Okay.
Right. Now, the thing is, don't be thrown by, people are asking questions like, of somebody that's going to be in the Senate dealing with international affairs, dealing with the affairs of state, dealing with the pharmaceutical companies, dealing with the tech companies and all that. And the questions they're judging them on are, should men be allowed in women's basketball? This is the big thing. And I watched an interview that I don't know. I think Jesse Waters is between what's he on, his second or third divorce? Well, that don't matter. But somewhere along the line, he lost his mind. He's asking the socialist candidate, El Sayed, where is his stance on men and women's basketball? And the guy responds, I have to say, sounded like something I would say. The guy turns around and says, Jesse, you're asking me, what are you asking me? I'm running to be a United States senator, dealing with all sorts of affairs, and this is the question you have for me? And it made Waters really look stupid.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to show you a video because these are the two candidates going on today in New York. Reminder, Donald Trump endorsed Darlene Graham, Lindsey Graham's, and this is the other psyop. Oh, he's so evil, Lindsey Graham, right? This is because with Norman, they're not fully aligned with Trump. Darlene Graham is. But anyway, so you can see them both, especially if you're from South Carolina. This is a video of them debating. Here we go.
Yep.
Interesting that my opponent mentions Democrats. The ones that are funding her campaign are the Democrat PACs. The $2 million, and you can bring them up, but the Main Street Washington, I'm not their favorite. I'm not their candidate. You are.
Fact is, I've done more in 20 days than you have done in 20 years. I did a lot of research to try to find out exactly what you have done. You named a post office, so good job. That's all I can find out that you've done.
She sounds fine to me.
You have to understand, and this is Dave talks about this all the time. Dave talks about, okay, who is the deep state? Let me just explain this. When Lindsey Graham is a senator, and he did, of course, pass away, all his people around him are the same people with Darlene Graham.
Right.
It's just that's part of the reason why Trump said, these guys are running the show. Let me just do this, and I'll explain it to you. We did a video the other day, or I did a video explaining about the Clarity Act. Right now, all the senators are on vacation or whatever you call it, recess.
Right.
While they're doing that, their staff is making the Clarity Act happen. Their staff is going to the other senators and saying stuff like, listen, I know you want a no vote. What can we do to earn your yes vote? And they negotiate it, and they go to the senator and say to them, guys, I've been talking to them all day. We could get this concession if we do this.
Right.
Get a yes vote, Mr. Senator or Mrs. Senator.
Right.
That's how it's done.
Right.
And they call that the deep state. I get it. I get it with like the really nasty embedded things. But
right. And do you understand also why our agencies like the FBI, the CIA, the NSA, and so forth run operations that don't make it into the news and aren't being told to MAGA podcasters living in Thailand, right? That's not happening. The reason they do that is this. If these agencies, let's say the CIA is running an op in Iran, for example. I'm not saying it is, but what do I know? Let's say they're running an op in Iran and they inform the Gang of Eight. Okay. As soon as Secretary Rubio, who would be in charge of that, informs the Gang of Eight then tell their staffers, and they might as well have told the world.
Right.
Because those staffers are immediately on their phones, texting reporters, because they all wanted a bigger, better job when if they get fired from there or they move on. Right. So these things have to be held very close to the vest. And none of these podcasters that are telling you they have high level sources. Yeah. They don't. Now, one more thing, Gene, before we move on. Yeah. Phil brings up an excellent point here. Should an elected sheriff be allowed to seize ballots to find voter fraud? This is currently going on here in California with Chad Bianco. This is one of the reasons why President Trump did not endorse him, because there's something with this guy. So we have to.
Okay,
No,
Phil.
no, he
let-
shouldn't
let-
be.
I'll-
The
I'll-
sheriff shouldn't be seizing ballots.
Phil, I'll say this the other way. Really, what Sheriff Bianco should be doing is like this. Listen, I lost, but the thing is, I should want the other guy that is aligned with me to become governor. So what can I do for now to help you? And they've done that. A lot of them have done that. Like when I say team players, but like when he pulls everyone away and says, this is all fraud, this is none, we don't need this. All those votes go away. Okay.
Right.
Really quick.
Right. I mean, can no one lose an election these days? The only ones that seem to, be acquiesced to losing are the Democrats. As soon as one of these, like Lindell is now going to. Lindell doesn't have the money to pay the court, the judgment against him. So he's claiming he doesn't have the money to pay that, and yet he's now trying to get a recount that's going to cost him $1 million. And he's setting up various websites so that you can send him the money to fund his recount. Nobody can lose an election anymore.
Two things. Number one, on the Gang of Eight, you have to understand how our government works. The Gang of Eight is 4 on the Republican side and 4 on the Democrat side.
Right.
They're the most trusted. I know one because, well, actually 2 are from Arkansas, but one of them I know, Tom Cotton's on it. He's on the Senate side. And these people are trusted. I'll give an example. When they blew up.
But hold on a minute. They're trusted after the fact. In other words, they're trusted only up until the time there's a major catastrophe or it's an operation that's wrapped up. Then they're told about it. Right. Because they will relay it to staffers and staffers will tell everyone.
Yeah. So all these things let me play this. Let me play the last night's one, not the one today, the last night. Here we go. You guys are going to enjoy this. Some of you guys seen it. All right. Here's the thing I can't stand about the fake MAGA podcaster. Number one, they pretend to be aligned with Donald Trump, but really every other move is like, hey, breaking Donald Trump down and saying things like there's nothing going on. And it's even worse when they say, oh, save the children. Nothing's going on. Do you guys know about Operation Iron Pursuit? This was announced in May. Basically, 350 child sex traffickers were arrested. Did anyone talk about that? Really? Anyone talk about the 200 children rescued? But here's the other thing you don't know. Do you know that when it comes to this, that the federal government, FBI, Kash Patel's FBI, they don't announce their stings while they're doing it. They only announce the results when it's finished. By the way, I talk about this in America's 250th. I'll show you. This is great. Look at this. That's Trump, by the way. It says proofs. That is what Donald Trump is about. Actual numbers to show that there's things going on. So anyway, when you hear people say nothing's going on, and especially with the Save the Children crowd, Kash Patel is doing a lot with the FBI. The great American people at the FBI are doing much to save the children, but you never hear about it. Anyway, check out America's 250th. By the way, and I get it because people email me, where's my book? I sign each and every one. We're almost finished. Everyone's going to get their book. But anyway, go to georgemagazine.com and check it out. America's 250th. We have a lot to celebrate.
So my question, Gene, is when you see these posts on social media that say no one is getting arrested, right? Who are these people waiting on to be arrested?
Guys, what people have built this up into is a collection. I said this before, a collection of people that they hate. All these people like that they have invented, like, oh, I'll even say Tom Hanks or whatever. They invented them in, I don't know anything about them. I don't know anything about Tom Hanks, but they invented them so that you hate them. What they want is specific people. But yet, when P. Diddy went on trial, and that's how it's done. It's not done through Gitmo. It's done through evidence that they accuse you or someone of something. and then they say, I'm innocent. So they
Yeah.
go to a trial. They have witnesses. This is what's really going on. This is the court system. This is America at work. Okay.
Yeah, Brad hit the nail on the head. This is what people are waiting on. They're waiting for mass arrests of mayors, sheriffs, attorneys, judges, etc. And this is that. I will assure you, that is not going to happen.
Guys, we have a great system of checks and balances.
Now, hold on a second. Before you go any further, Gene, just let me say this.
Yeah.
But I do agree with Brad and many others on this point. The worst criminals, the worst of the worst criminals are the criminals with a badge. Let me just
Right, because it's easy to blend in, and then they have we are not saying that these things, that there's not injustices, and there's, even with Hollywood, that there's not actors that are bad. I'm not blind to that.
Right.
But what I am saying is the structure of America is sound, and this is what they want us to break down.
Right. Right. So who would benefit by all of the leadership being arrested and put on trial, and a whole societal infrastructure being torn down? Who benefits? You don't benefit. You think you're going to get some out of it? You ain't going to get nothing out of that.
Yeah.
All you're going to get is worries. That's what'll happen. It's not, these things are not how they've been portrayed to you.
All right. Okay, Dave, a couple of things we could talk about is also the midterms. Okay. When it comes to the midterms, guys. Oh, you know what I want to talk about, Dave? We talked about Hakeem Jeffries earlier. I thought I was going to
Yeah. Hakeem Jeffries and his meeting with Jared.
Yeah, Jared. Okay. Okay. Again, I say this all the time. All these MAGA podcasters, they constantly.
Hey, Tracy says something good here. What would happen if your favorite influencer gets arrested for lying to you and scamming people? Then what? Well, when they get wind of that, they flee to Thailand.
All right, guys.
See, he's laughing. He knows. He knows what I'm getting at.
Guys, much has changed, but please understand that, which I never even suspected it, but if America was to be infiltrated with the best of the best, and when I say the best of the best, I'm talking about MAGA Nation, who got up off their ass, who went out there and voted for Donald Trump. I'm saying with these people. And I'm saying these people that never voted before, but they got inspired by Trump to go out there and wear MAGA hats and vote. That's what they did. But if you are going to stop this great movement, what you do is you place influencers that will make them question whether or not to even vote. And that is why right now, with all these things that Donald Trump is doing with Kash Patel, it's always nothing's going on. Trump's been compromised. Trump did this or whatever. And that's how they're trying to stop the vote. If, I'm going to just say this, if Donald Trump doesn't win, retain the House and the Senate, it's going to be a very, very rough 2 years.
Yeah.
Very rough.
Yeah. And let me tell you something. If the Democrats win, if these MAGA influencers get their wish and the Democrats win, no mayor, no judge, no whatever, they're not going to get arrested. You know who's going to get arrested? Everybody from Trump on down. That's who's gonna be subpoenaed, arrested, and everything else.
It will be when Trump was not president. Okay, he was not president. He was not commander in chief at that time, and it's dangerous thinking to say that. And I'm talking about Derek Johnson. It's very dangerous because the people serving at the time might get an order to go into battle, and then they say, "Oh, I'm not listening to Biden. He's not the president. He's not the commander in chief. Oh, he might be the president. He might be acting as president. You understand how dangerous that is?
Yeah.
So stop it with that, or stop listening to him, because it's dangerous. And they're going to do that again when Trump is out. Oh, like when he's not president anymore, Vance,
1,000%.
Vance or Newman. Gavin Newman's president, but really Trump is secretly because of executive order. You see how dangerous that is? Like even as our president, if it was Gavin Newsom, he has to order troops into battle. Thank God it didn't happen wrongly, because if Biden is president and he sends troops into battle and they listen to Derek Johnson, you understand that they would, hey, whoa. You're not even commander-in-chief. I only listen to Donald Trump. You see how dangerous that is?
Right. Brad, if he doesn't drain the political swamp and arrest those involved, his legacy is toast. Well, you can hold on to that. Hold on to that. That's not happening, but you can hold on to that, because right now Trump is in command of the political swamp. And that's why these MAGA podcasters are so anxious to get him out. Plus the fact, you got to realize, when Trump's in office, hold on a second. When Trump's in office, they don't make as much money, because they can't. The only way that they can complain now is to complain about President Trump.
Right.
See? So when he's out of office, then they have something to complain. Oh, look at the terrible job this guy's doing. Oh, it's awful. We got to get this guy elected. We got to get that guy elected. And then they make more money from clicks and views and selling you stuff and everything else. That's how it's done. They would love for Trump not to be in office right now. They would love it.
When Congress gets back in office, the Senate already approved it. It's called the Lindsey O. Graham. O is his middle name, Olin, I think. Lindsey O. Graham Sanctioning Russia's Act. It will get passed, and I'll tell you why. Because they're going to bury it into a bipartisan act. So it's like on the coattails of it. It will get passed. This is brutal. Once you see this, you will see, by the way, why they hated Lindsey Graham so much.
Yeah.
Out of all the podcasters, I bet you anything that none of them have even met Lindsey Graham. I was not only Trump's photographer, but I was Lindsey Graham's photographer. So I know what he's like. I know how people in South Carolina love him. And I know that there's a pocket of people, including, quite frankly, some of the people in South Carolina right now that are going against him, that say that she's the swamp. But it's weird.
Right. Trump likes him. Yeah.
It's because they painted this picture for you to hate him. But you'll see, guys, we're talking now 20 days when Congress comes back. Sanctioning Russia's Act, the Lindsey O. Graham Act.
Now it's Lindsey Graham. His middle initial is O.
Yes, it's O.
He's not Irish. His name, he's not O'Graham. like O'Leary or something.
Well, how about the Lindsey O? The Lindsey O. That's a good one.
All right. So we've ranted enough about this. You want to cover the lead story? You want to what do you have?
My goodness, I don't even know where to start. We went crazy today. All right. Okay, we got time here. Okay. Oh, we didn't do the D-Day one.
Right. There we go.
Okay.
So Trump holds off on toughest Iran sanctions despite economic D-Day billing, experts say. So here you got all of the talking heads.
Okay. Yeah.
You have the talking heads out there. Oh, we've seen this before. Jimmy Carter tried this back in the 70s when they took the hostage, when Iran took the hostages, and it didn't work then. It's not going to work now, and all the same old rhetoric. And at the last minute, the president pulled back on some of the sanctions, but the sanctions he pulled back on were the sanctions against, quote unquote, Iran's enablers.
Okay.
Now, immediately, the first thing you think about, oh, that's Russia and China. Well, let's take a look at this. Remember, even back during the 2015 campaign, remember the woman that was running? She was the former president, CEO of Hewlett Packard.
Carly
Carly Fiorina. So
she got a beautiful face.
What knocked her out was that it turns out she was okaying trading and buying goods and selling goods to Iran when Iran had all the sanctions on it. So Hewlett Packard was doing this under her administration there, working back and forth with Iran, and she got knocked out of the race. My point is that it's not just Russia and China. You have France, you have Germany, you have Saudi Arabia, you have Oman, you have India, you have Pakistan, you have other nations that are involved in trading with Iran. So if the United States goes, scorched earth on this, right?
Right.
You got to do it in such a way that these other guys just don't say, you know what, screw you.
And he's on the phone. The president's on the phone today calling. Right. Okay, Dave, let me play this video. And I can't remember what it is, but then we can comment good or bad or whatever, because I can't remember what it is. Here you go.
And there was, at least to my ears, Aaron, a kind of 9/11, you're either with us or against us rhetoric to all this. And at one point, the Treasury Secretary said, don't discount our resolve here. The president is all in. Right. And this is not going to be like previous administrations that looked into the abyss of these economic sanctions, heard back from our allies and some of our adversaries and said, no, you'll wreck the global financial system. We're prepared to go to the mattresses, as if I heard the Treasury Secretary correctly.
Well, we have some early returns on that kind of talk already. You saw last week the UAE basically, at least rhetorically, say it was going to comply with this new direction in American policy. There's all kinds of complicated financial dealings between the Gulf countries and Iran, even at this stage in the war. Meanwhile, you had the Chinese Foreign Ministry just come out and criticize this move. So,
see, and that's because we get that from the media. Notice they only talked about China's response and so on. But when you take all of these other nations, that's why, like you said, Gene, the president is on the phone with these other nations, because what are you going to do? You're going to start shutting down all of their national banks because they have deals going on with Iran. So there has to be a very fast wind down. Would be my estimation.
Guys, as a reminder, there is a law that will be, I don't know when it will be passed, but when they go back, that the Senate already passed 86-11, I believe, or something like that. It is the Lindsey Graham Sanctioning Act. And it talks about this, and it becomes codified. You understand that becomes law. So even if they say, oh, sorry, I'm not going to do it, it's one of the reasons why they hated Lindsey Graham so much.
Now, you know that we always say we love Brad Porter. He's really a good guy. But Brad, when you make statements like this is the kind of, all I can say is you fight like a girl. And I don't mean that in a bad way against any of the women out there that follow us, but you know what I'm getting at. He makes a comment there to try and get a rise out of you.
All right.
I love it.
Okay. One more thought of this midterm thing. And then because of this story here, Dave, this midterm story, Trump's pro-family agenda has won bipartisan support, but anxiety clouds GOP midterm hopes. Okay, let's finally get to it. Jared Kushner meets with Hakeem Jeffries. I wasn't in the room. No one was that I know of. But Hakeem Jeffries does this whole thing on social media. Do you think that Jared Kushner was softening the blow of what might happen if the Democrats win the House back. What's your thoughts on it?
Well, my thoughts on it is this. Hakeem Jeffries is scared to death of his own party because the progressives or the socialists that are in the party right now hate that guy. They hate him. They hate Schumer in the Senate. They hate anybody that is the old school Democrat, which Jeffries is. So he has got to always try and put on this super strong
Tough
front.
guy.
Yeah, he's the tough guy. He's the leader. So no matter what was said in that meeting between him and Jared, this guy has to come out and cover his behind. You know what it's like? Okay. It's like when a mafia associate gets arrested, right? And all of a sudden he's back out on the street.
You got some splaining to do.
You've got some explaining to do.
Why are you back out on the street? You just got arrested. So they think you've been talking to the feds, right?
So if the associate gets busted with with 30 small packets of heroin or cocaine or whatever, so obviously it's intent to sell, and then all of a sudden the guy's back out on the street 2 hours later. That guy has a problem. So he's going to have to come out with a story like Hakeem Jeffries. He's got to come out with a story that, oh, man, I showed those cops and they didn't have nothing on me and this, blah, 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 blah. He's got to do a real tough talk. And that's what Hakeem Jeffries did.
I believe Hakeem Jeffries, and this is what we love doing because we understand or we teach what's going on both on the Republican side and the Democrat. I believe Hakeem Jeffries runs Brooklyn. I hate to say runs. He's a Brooklyn.
He doesn't run Brooklyn.
Well, he doesn't. No, he doesn't run Brooklyn. He's representing Brooklyn, right? Is that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So reminder of what's it looking like on the left side. They have, I would hate to say the centrists, but the Schumers and the Jeffries, which is more, they're left, but they're center left, right? And then you have the far socialists like the Squad, and then all the really ones out.
Look,
there.
I got to tell you something. I really don't think that Sandy Cortez really believes the socialism that she's putting forward. And if I told you my reason on it, you'd say, "Wow, that guy's a real jerk." But I just don't. No. I don't think she believes in what she's putting forward. Bernie does. Bernie Sanders does, 1,000%. Sandy Cortez, no.
All right.
She's swayable.
One more video on this midterm thing, then we'll go to the devotional. Stick around. It's kind of like a fun video today on the Lake of America. But let me show you this video here about the midterms, how they are painting it as the economy here. All right, Here we go.
House Democrats, they are well positioned to potentially flip that chamber, right? Senate, a little bit more difficult, but there's momentum going that direction too. Democrats win the House, the final 2 years of the Trump presidency get difficult. Democrats win the House and Senate, that gets incredibly difficult, if not outright challenging for Trump. The legacy, how do you pass things? And really, there'll be investigations. There's going to be that threat of, you already have.
I at least like the honesty. I think that's an MSNBC show. This guy's good, the guy with the glasses. The other guys, oh my goodness, they're not very good. But at least he understood, or he was saying that, hey, if the Democrats win, this is not going to be a really good 2 years for America. It's going to be run down so that Vance is riding on it. Vance is riding, or I'm assuming that he's going to run. Vance is riding on it that it needs to be good. These 2 years.
Right. All right. Now hold on a second. We got another Brad comment, and then unfortunately Ginger's agreeing with him. So we'll have to let's see if we can address this quickly. Okay. So Brad says our mayor sheriff's boards all took an oath to uphold their constitution or the Constitution. When they signed those flock camera contracts, they committed Treason.
I'm not even sure what a flock.
I think it's the cameras that record your license plate as you're driving by to see if you're
Oh.
speeding. Isn't that what everybody's talking about? The flock cameras? I guess it's what they're talking about.
Okay, Brad, I got to research that.
Treasonous?
But how could it be treason, though?
Let me ask you a question. How is this treasonous? How is it committing treason against the United States by putting up cameras to catch speeders to bring more income into the city? Because that's why they're there.
Listen, I'm okay.
These are all money-making machines for the city or the town.
All right, I'll research that, Brad. Okay, let's.
And of course, Ginger's into anything. I agree on the flock. Innocent people have been nabbed.
I gotta research that flock.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Listen,
maybe
guys.
Is it that you were not speeding and the camera said you are speeding?
If it were not for the police officers' cameras, we would not have TikTok. All right, I'm just joking. I just I love the TikToks. Cameras on and the guy's like, oh, a few.
And of course, there's Phil. I support the cameras. People drive too fast.
Am I the only one that has cameras in my home, all over my property?
Not.
Right.
Of course not. If
it makes me
listen,
it makes me feel safer.
That's right. And with the work I do, I got a full surveillance system going. But
I got when the insurance company,
and it's not to look at my good-looking neighbors.
Okay, I'm going to just say this. When my insurance company came, because I guess they have to take pictures of your house, they warned me. They say, we know who you are. We're coming on this date. I said, thank you. I'm going to take, because I don't want it out there where someone has a picture where every corner of my house or my outside knows where the cameras are.
Right.
Seriously. Okay.
Right. And it's not like the cameras are looking in your bedroom window. They're not following. These flock cameras are not they're not like they're following you into the bathroom. They're not looking at your medical records. You know what I'm saying? They track. I think the whole thing is that they're tracking the speed, and then these people get pulled. They get a ticket in the mail,
and they get pissed.
Of course, out comes the sovereign citizen bit, and they don't. How could they have jurisdiction over me? It's maritime law and all of this. So this is where I think all of the congestion with the flock cameras is coming from.
Okay,
that's what I really think it is. I think it's being driven by the man of the ground or whatever they call themselves.
All right, guys. We have the devotional. You're gonna love this, and we have that one funny video, kind of funny. But I have to talk about this, please, guys. If you have not, we're making a big push for George Jr. magazine. The new issue talks about how to defeat predators online in real life. It's a great little, it's going to be a continuing where we're going to talk about that. So
see, this is what you should be focusing on, because this is where the predators are. They're online trying to groom your child into doing stupid stuff, so then they can blackmail their young minds into doing worse things.
Right. Okay, guys, please watch this video, this little promo.
Curious kids grow into remarkable people. Meet George Jr. Real stories, history, and faith made just for young readers. Every issue, past and present, an interactive reader, ready on any screen. Unlock over 37 issues for just $2.95 a month. George Jr. Digital. Start reading at georgejrmagazine.com.
All right, let's do this. It's time for our daily devotional. I know we have to do.
Hold on. Before we do that, let's see. Stella writes that some cops are tracking their wives and girlfriends. I'm sure they are. And let's see. School bus cameras are making huge money for. Trish says our school bus cameras are making huge money for Lee and Collier County.
How?
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Let's see. Tracy, of course, the flock cameras are there to catch the thief and the predators. It's true. Okay. All right. That's good. That's good for now.
Okay. Guys, here's our devotional. Not your understanding, God's understanding. Here is the daily devotional. If you're new to this show, we had some new people. This is what we do each show. So here is the daily devotional for today. Many people in the world today think that they can reason themselves into peace, that they can understand their way into peace. For example, hey, my bills are paid, so you feel you have peace. Or the doctor says I'm okay. You feel you have peace. And this is great and wonderful. Those are good things. However, what happens when those things change, when your circumstances change the opposite way? Well, you lose your peace with that. That is why the Bible tells us of a surpassing way, a beautiful way. And the scripture today is from Philippians chapter 4, verse 6 and 7. And it reads there, "Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God. And the peace of God, which passeth all understanding, shall keep your hearts and your mind through Christ Jesus." Now, did you notice that point? What's the difference there? It passeth all understanding. In other words, can't even grasp it. These are things that you cannot really reason on, but these are the things that are given to us by God. So the important lesson for us today is this. When we need peace, we need to draw it from the source of peace. Now, the thing is, to do that, we pray, as it says, and pour out our hearts to God. And by then, we get something even better than a tangible, reasonable understanding of peace. We get the peace from God.
Amen.
Okay.
Amen.
All right.
Now, look, Gene, we're going to have to. We have been negligent in figuring out what is the hullabaloo behind these flock cameras.
I don't know what a flock camera is.
Yeah, look, a Florida cop got busted stalking her husband's wife. Ex-wife, her husband's ex-wife. She was arrested. Okay. Thank you, Ginger. Let's see another one. Trish, multiple cops have been removed because of using info on girlfriends and wives. I got to tell you, that's going to be widespread. If they have access to,
okay, is that where
they're tracking them through neighborhoods, like yes, where they maybe if they go to the supermarket and then they get back in the car and then they drive somewhere else, and
we got that'll be a next article that we do for George.
Yeah, now here. Police officer in Arizona used flock cameras to track his wife. He got in trouble from his wife's boyfriend.
Oh my goodness! Just so you know,
his wife's boyfriend ratted him out. How dare you track your wife to my house while we have afternoon sex? All right, let's see. A mayor in Knox County is fighting against the cameras. Maybe somebody's track. Maybe his wife is.
Listen, I have not formed an opinion.
All right, we're gonna have to point our attention at this.
Okay. All right, guys. Guys, let's finish.
And the company is accused of selling the data. Okay, well, let's figure out what data they're collecting and all of that.
We'll pick a. I'll figure it out, and I'll pick a position. We'll argue.
Yeah, right, Ginger. The guy said so the boyfriend gets, he's upset. He's upset.
How dare
he? How dare he? It's like these people that stand in front of them, like stand in front of cars so they can't move. And then they go, "Don't touch me, don't touch me, don't push me." What are you, crazy?
Oh my goodness. All right. Dave, I gotta show this last video and then we can go.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
It's fun. We'll talk about it. Here we go, guys.
All right.
All right. You gotta admit, we have never seen in America a president quite like Trump. First of all, he gets into a tivvy with Mexico. He says, okay, Gulf of Mexico, I'm going to rename it Gulf of America. And he does it. It's possible. He wrote an executive order and it goes to the Interior Department and there it is. Bingo. Gulf of America. Now, here's the thing. If you know that today Trump threatened to rename Lake Ontario to Lake of America. But it makes you think. Have you seen the map? It's half in New York and half in Canada. So why not? It's reasonable. Now, here's the thing. It was named Lake Ontario 200 years before America had its first birthday, but at the same time, it's reasonable. Now, check this out. And by the way, if you didn't get a copy of this yet, I've been signing them all week. They're almost done because it's limited edition. Check out this chapter, Art of the Reason. It makes sense. The lake is half in Canada and half in New York, so why not? We'll call it Lake of America, or even Lake of New York. Or if you have your own ideas, put your choices of what that lake should be in the comments.
You're an idiot like Trumpio. All right, so hold on. Tracy has a great comment here. Afternoon, and Colonel Mustard was in the library with the candle and the knife.
Oh,
That's
clue.
True. But what he missed was Polythene Pam coming in through the bathroom window.
All right.
Just saying.
Dave Lace,
You got to tell the full story.
great show. Anything you want to say before? Do we have a special guest tomorrow or no? Because Wednesday.
Yes, our lovely Tracy will be with us tomorrow.
Okay, good. Guys,
Unless she bails on us for one reason or another.
thank you so much, guys. Anything else you want to say, Dave, before we go?
No, let's see with the election tonight. That's what.
Oh, yes, we'll watch that. All right, thank you, guys. Thanks for checking us out. Don't forget to go to georgemagazine.com and sign up for the Dispatch. It's free. Get the emails and the news stories. And check us out Monday through Friday, 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You can check us out on